So this is gonna be my journal, I guess, for this week. It's gonna be an audio journal. So what I see around me right now, well, first of all, I'm just going to describe the area. So there's a lot of Japanese knotweed, and there's a little kind of foresty area too, like pine forest area. It kind of feels like I'm on the border of two like different biomes, kind of like Minecraft. Right in the water, in the stream, I can see a lot of water striders. I did see a small little fish. There are flies that are flying above the surface of the water. In the little pond behind me, there's a lot of water striders. There's some nuts or acorns that it looks like a squirrel or something has broken into them and eaten the nuts inside. And the acorns are currently falling from the tree above. I don't know, I think there is an animal above me munching on acorns. Yeah, there's definitely some kind of animal or squirrel or something above me eating. Because like chomped on acorns are just fallen. Acorn bits are fallen. There's actually a lot of acorns around me, now that I noticed. And it's very interesting because most of the ones that are falling right now are green. So I'm pretty sure there's an animal above me. I think it stopped eating because it heard my voice. But yeah. Yeah. So I'm on this little sandy beach. And right here it's kind of rocky, but I can see that the sand gets very smooth as it goes into the water. It might even be a little bit mucky, kind of towards the shoreline. It does look like it's a little bit mucky, and there's like a little pool of water behind me that's also mucky. Yeah, it looks like, I don't know, I feel like in the spring this area definitely becomes a river. Yeah. Well, the area that I'm sitting. There's also this like fallen over log that I was walking on earlier. It's kind of old. It's got a lot of fungus on it. It's got like white fungus. I did see like a brown mushroom on it when I was walking over it. Yeah, it's a very interesting spot. I like it. I think that's gonna be it for this little journal here. Today's date is 9/12. I'm at my little spot. Today when I was walking over here, I saw that the rivers were very flooded. Well, not very flooded, but they were pretty flooded. I think I just saw a bird. Yeah. It's lightly raining right now. It's been raining for the past few days. And it definitely shows. Ooh, chipmunk. Yeah. But yeah, the spot where I'm at, my spot's pretty flooded. A lot of things that were not flooded are covered with water now. Actually, when I got here, it didn't look like it had been flooded at all. But I think that's because the sandbar, which I'm sitting on, had eroded because of like all of the flowing water. So it kind of looked the same, but it was actually a lot smaller. And that's proven by a few landmarks like the fallen tree, where it used to be pretty much fully above water, but now the base of it is pretty much all underwater, and there used to be a smaller pool of water behind me, but that has now all been flooded over. You can see the sandbar right there where it used to be separating the little pool from the river. And when I was walking over here, there's a lot of puddles, especially walking to my spot. It was kind of hard avoiding them. I think there's maybe a squirrel above me. Oh, yep, I see it. It's a little gray squirrel right above me in the oak tree. Yeah. And yeah, I've been sitting here for a bit. It's pretty peaceful. It's pretty cool to see this area flooded. I wasn't sure if I'd be able to get down to this spot. I wasn't sure if it was going to be fully flooded or not, but I'm pleasantly surprised that the sandbar is still here. Oh, I can see the squirrels. I think now that I've started talking, they are gonna try and get me out of their territory. But yeah, I've seen 2 gray squirrels. Maybe they live here. I don't know. But yeah. Everything is pretty wet right now. Although this time I don't have any acorns falling on my head. Or at least maybe not yet. Yeah. It almost feels like when you look up at the tree canopy, it's like you wouldn't expect that to be like very covering. But I haven't had that much rainfall on me. Maybe also because it's lightly raining. Or maybe it's not lightly raining and it's just water droplets coming down from the leaves. Actually, that might... Well, it's probably both of those. I think the squirrels are trying to sneak up on me. One's looking at me right now. Yeah. That's 3 squirrels. Although it might just be the same one squirrel. I just saw this really weird looking fly. It had like maybe 4 or 5 like appendages that had like black and white stripes on it. And at first I thought it was like a seed falling down, kind of like how dandelions are. But no, it was like flying up and down, and it was a fly. I don't know what kind of fly, but it looked pretty cool. It was weird. Yeah. That's for you. Yeah. I'm surprised there isn't that many mosquitoes out. It felt like there was more mosquitoes last time I came. Although, and you'd feel like right after a rainstorm there would be like a ton of them. But maybe it's just starting to get colder or something. I haven't really felt that this past weeks. It's been very hot. But yeah, I don't know. Kind of weird. Maybe I'm just not noticing them. Some of these Japanese knotweed leaves look kind of eaten. I would love to see what's eating them. Although, I feel like bugs like that are kind of hard to spot nowadays. Yeah. The Japanese knotweed is blooming now. It's in bloom. A lot of them have like a lot of little white flowers. It's pretty cute. Yeah. And some of the maple trees are starting to change color. Like there's this, I think 2 red maples that I can see that are already starting to, not red maples, sugar maples, that are already starting to change color. There's a few little spider webs. Yeah. The Japanese knotweed kind of reminds me of rhubarb. And it's kind of interesting with the squirrels because you always know where they are, because whenever they go out onto the limb of a tree, it shakes and all of the water droplets on all of those leaves fall down. It's cool. I should come here at night sometimes. I might do that later this week because I kind of forgot my last journal entry last week. So I'm making up for it this week. But yeah, definitely worthwhile. Pretty nice. See ya. Hello, this is my audio journal for biology. The date is 9/19. And I've been sitting here for quite a while, just doing nothing, watching. Well, I guess I should probably start off with the state of my little spot. It's almost completely flooded. The only thing that is kind of left of my spot is a small bank, a small sandy bank. And also I can see that my spot has almost completely eroded, even underwater. The part where I would normally walk in is like a half a foot deep in water, which is, wow. I might not be able to use my meeting spot if it continues to erode. I've been sitting here for a while, just listening to the birds and also squirrels. At first I was kind of like watching the squirrels up in the trees. They were running around, and I think I'm right next to one of their little places where they have one of their holes, one of their dens, and one of them went running down the tree and that I'm sitting next to, and well, it's behind me, but one of them went running down that tree and I could hear him, and I looked behind me and I see a little bit of the squirrel, and the squirrel just like squeaks and like runs off. I'm pretty sure I like scared him. And then after maybe like 5 or well, wait, I was hearing like chirping and stuff. You can probably hear it in the background of the video right now. And at first I wasn't really sure if those were birds or if they were the squirrels. And at first I assumed that they were the squirrels, but it turns out they were actually birds. I'll flock of these little small birds came, like a small flock, maybe like at most 5 birds. But this one bird was very interested in me sitting here, and I actually watched him slowly like walk over to me, which I think he was trying to make it look like he was like eating worms or something out of the trees, looking for bugs, but he was like slowly flying over towards me. And there was one point where I was like 2 feet away from this bird, and he's eating. So I was like 2 feet away from this bird, but he came like he noticed me. But this bird came all the way over to this tree, and he was like slowly making his way down the tree, and at this point I was looking straight at him pretty much over my shoulder, and he was like peeking out from behind the tree to look at me. It was really funny and it was also pretty cute. I didn't recognize the bird, the bird type, but I'm not really good at birds anyways. It was brown. I think it had like some patterns. It had like dark gray on maybe the tips of its wings, or the tips of its feathers. And it had a white underbelly with, I think, a little bit of orange on its underbelly as well. Not sure which type. I think it had kind of a sharper beak. I might be able to identify it if I look in a book or something. But yeah. And yeah, my little spot is pretty much gone. The water doesn't look too much more, it doesn't look much more deep than it was earlier. Like, it's not that the water is higher, it's just the water has completely eroded my little spot. Which sucks. I'm not sure how long it's gonna take, or like if my meeting spot will ever be, well, it's not gonna be the same again, but if there is even going to be like some lands by there or anything. I'm thinking maybe once it becomes winter or something, that will maybe rebuild itself. I'm not really sure how erosion and shifting of dirt and sand works with rivers. But yeah. Yeah, I think this is probably going to be it for now. I'm thinking once there's less flooding, because we had the hurricane this weekend. It didn't really hit Farmington. It like barely hit Farmington. But yeah. Yeah, there's not much else. I really have to shit. pretty badly. Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna end it here. This is the progress of what's happened. I don't know if this is gonna be my new meeting spot. It's kind of muddy. Or if I'm just going to sit on that small bit of land, or whatever the heck is left of that small bit of land next time. I know I was gonna do an extra one yet, an extra little note or journal entry last week, but I kind of didn't really get to it. So I'm gonna try and do an extra one this week. I don't know if that's gonna be Thursday or Friday or during the weekend or what, but yeah, I'm gonna try that. Okay. Goodbye for real now. Have a good day, especially to myself. Hello. This is my night journal. I guess. I guess I could do this to make up for the lost day I had. Yeah. So this is what's left of my area. There's this little pool here now. There's some drunk guy throwing up behind me. Ooh. That's my breath. I didn't even realize that it was cold enough to do that. Yeah. I'm happy that the bank is still here. I guess the water had risen like way more than I thought it did. This all eroded. If you remember, there was actually, you know what? All of that used to all be sand. I guess this did become way more eroded than I thought. I'll have to relook at the pictures, but there's that also behind me. But the drunk people are behind me, so yeah. Yeah. One of the first things that I noticed is that this little pond here is like really, it's orangey. When I was sitting here in the dark with no lights, it had like, you could see like a almost matte film on it. Like you can, I don't know if you can see, but there's that compared to the crystal clear water. Let me see if I can have something. Like a stick or something. Stick. Oh yeah, you can totally see that little film right there. Ooh, look at that. Whoa. Ew, gross. Ugh, black. Ooh. And I'm kind of like stirring up the orangey kind of stuff. Oh, look at all that algae. Ew. Orange. Gross algae. Yeah. is covering anything, and it has this, there's this film on the water. Look at that. Ew. Especially the little algae now. Now they stirred it up, mixing the soup. Whoa. I don't know how well this looks on phone, but it's kind of cool when you stir it up. Mixing up some nice soup. Oh, here's a little ball over here. Nope, it was just attached to a stick. Look at that. Blech. Gross algae. Ugh. It's weird. It kind of, it has like a thick layer over literally everything. Even small twigs. That's interesting. Yeah. I was sitting here for a little bit. Just chilling, I guess. In the dark. I haven't been here for that long. But yeah. Things have dried up a lot more since last week. I was actually able to walk down to this side last time because last time I didn't do it on this side, not only because it was severely flooded, but also because I literally could not walk down the hill because it was so muddy. I almost slipped and fell twice. Actually, I did kind of slip and fall twice last week. But yeah. Oh, look at how all those roots are like eroded out. That's interesting. Actually, maybe those roots kind of kept that little sandbar in place. Huh, interesting. All of these plants are like washed out behind me. Oh, little fishy. Fish. 2 fish. 1 fish, 2 fish, 1 fish, 2 fish. Those guys have been here before. Could have sworn I saw some bubbling in the swamp. The red swamp. Okay, I'm losing focus here. I'm kind of tired. Which is kind of understandable. Ooh, some nice bark. Bark right here. Oh, wait, no, that's birch. That is white birch, paper birch, maybe some old yellow birch. I don't know. Yeah. I was kind of, when I first sat here, I was like, ooh, kind of spooky because it's dark out. But I don't. Right now, all you can really hear is like the bugs. I didn't really hear any animals like squirrels or anything. I think those guys are all asleep now. Moth. Yeah, but I was kind of hoping to see deer, but it doesn't look like any deer have been here since this area was flooded. I didn't see any deer tracks, but at the same time, I haven't been looking for any. I don't see deer tracks. Deers should be able to leave like pretty good tracks on this. So I think it's safe to say that there's been no deer here, which sucks because I really wanted to see deer. I've seen so many deer here since I've came to Farmington. Yeah, I'm getting creepy vibes, so I'm gonna head out. Hello, journal entry time. I kind of forgot to do my journal entry for last week. Of course, I forget to do my journal entry at peak fall foliage, so I guess that's my fault. Yeah. Okay, so now to the entry. I've just been sitting here chilling. The log looks very much like a very nice sitting spot. It's very nice. A lot of the leaves are now orange. No, not orange, yellow. Oh, there's a squirrel coming down. Maybe coming to investigate me. Oh no, it looks like he's going into his hole a bit. Digging around. Oh, chewing on a nut. Yeah, he's just chewing on a nut right now. Yeah. Most of the leaves in the area are yellow and green still. All of the Japanese knotweed, all of the leaves are still very green. I'm actually not sure if the leaves even fall off. My hypothesis is that if they don't fall off, then they probably just die when the tree dies. Or, yeah. Yeah, the river, I feel like it's the bottom of the little river here surprisingly doesn't have any leaves on the bottom of it. They're really all on the sides, or floating on the water. There's this little dam that's been created by all of these sticks and leaves that are built up. It kind of just looks like a natural dam. Yeah. Yeah. I saw a dragonfly earlier. It looked like it was looking for something. It flew along the banks, looking for something. I don't know what. Yeah. And it flew right past me. Checked me out and then kept looking. And then it left. Yep. Right now in the river, there is like a weird foamy, the foam that goes on, that is sometimes on the top of the water. My mom always said that foam is like gross stuff and you shouldn't really touch it because it's like gross. So I hope it's not very polluted. I really don't know what the foam is or means, but yeah, I'm not sure about that. It's very peaceful. We got the squirrels and some birds are chirping in the background. I don't know what kind, but I know they're there. Yeah, I noticed that by the banks, some of the I'm not sure if this is, well, it's not baby Japanese knotweed. It's some other plant. But by the fallen tree, I don't know if this happened during the flood of this area or not, but a lot of the roots are eroded and exposed, and it looks really cool. They're all like going out everywhere like crazy. It's cool. The area across the river where I sat once is all covered in leaves. It's like absolutely covered. My little bank isn't that covered. Ooh, and guess what I found? Footprints. Just found some footprints that aren't mine. There's some kind of little animals. It doesn't look like it's a deer. They look like, maybe raccoon? Raccoon? Let's investigate further. Really not sure what these are, especially because it just rained. But I'm really gonna have to say this really looks like raccoon. I think. It looks like raccoon. It's got the little fingers. Maybe like 1, 2, 3, 5 fingers, probably. 5 or 4 front fingers. Let me look at my other paw print. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know anymore. But yeah, it looks like there's a little guy over here sometime. It seems, yeah, it seems pretty recent. Maybe even before it rained, it was over here. Let me look. Yeah, that looks like it could have been before it rained. Actually, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna say that these footprints got here before it rained. Oh wait, I didn't notice those parts before. 1, 2, 3. Maybe? I don't know. It's interesting. They're definitely not deer tracks, that's for sure. It looks like, I don't know. I have no clue. I hope I didn't step on any of them. I probably did without even realizing it. Okay. Yeah, let's continue. I'll take photos later of them. Raven above us. Among us. Okay, sorry. It looks like there's a little tiny mushroom growing on this dead log now. There was, a bigger mushroom on the other log. Looks like there might be some smaller ones there now. Yeah. And, What else to talk about? I don't know. I think that's mostly everything. There's a few leaves on the bottom of the river, but not much. This little pond or section of isolated water seems to have a oily film over it. Last time it was just like orange. Now it just looks like it has an oily film on it. And it looks like the water probably the water level went up enough for the orangey water to come out of this little pond. It looks like that because the dividing piece of sand has some of that old orange film on it. It seems a bit orangey. Yeah. So maybe this water was recently replaced. Not really replaced, but gone through, cycled out. I don't know. Okay, I really have to go to the bathroom now. I don't know what it is. There's always a theme of me having to leave because I need to go to the bathroom. Yeah. There seems to be this weird little flowing thing on one of these sticks. Looks like a thing of algae. Looks really interesting. I don't know if it's an animal or not. Hopefully that came out well. Yeah. Okay. I think I'm gonna head out for now. Maybe not. I feel like I haven't talked enough. Or haven't been here long enough. I spotted one of the birds, but I'm pretty sure it's just the crow. Oh. And I guess mosquitoes are still out now. This mosquito that I have just squashed is interesting. It has white patterns on... Yeah, it has little white patterns on it. Little white things on its legs. I don't know if you can see that, if it'll focus or not. No. And little stripes on its abdomen. Abdomen. Well, now you're fish food. Threw him into the water. But he was already dead. I already smushed him. Yeah. Oh, wait, I just realized that actually some of the leaves on the Japanese knotweed are turning yellow. See that? I don't know. I know that Japanese knotweed doesn't survive through the winter. So I don't know why it would have a reason to, I guess, shed its leaves. Yeah. Fairly sure it doesn't live through the winter, right? I'm actually not 100% sure about that, but I think from all the dead Japanese knotweed underneath it shows that it does not survive through the winter. Yeah. Okay. Anything else? I don't know. I guess the banks are pretty eroded. I'm not really sure if that's from the flood or I don't know. But yeah. Interesting. Okay. Well, hopefully I'll do... I know I've missed like 2 of these now, so I'll do a few extra for a week or something. Maybe I'll do someone this weekend, although it's parents' weekend, so I don't think so. Well, this has gone on for long enough. See you later. Hello. Journal again. Journal time. Let's go. Yeah. Okay. So today it's currently morning, I guess. So right now, I feel like there's a lot more leaves falling. I'm seeing it a lot more. Just leaves are just falling down right in front of me. My little sandy shore has a lot more fallen leaves on it than it did last week. The water seems very clear. Kind of similar to last week, and kind of like how it's always been. The little pool in front of me is actually pretty clear. I don't think there's any weird film on it. Also, I found this little leaf that I didn't recognize, and it's a bit... Oh wait, I see another one. Well, I was about to say that I didn't normally see it over here. I'm not really sure what it is, what kind of leaf it is. I guess I'll have to look it up. But yeah. Yeah, I probably had to travel a bit of a distance to get here. I'm not really sure what tree it's from. Yeah, I don't know where it came from. No, just kidding. So, update on the dam of sticks and leaves that has formed. It's bigger now, and it's blocking more water. It's pretty interesting how natural dams can just form like that. At first I was like, is there a beaver in the area? Is there beavers here? But it's obviously not done by beavers, because if it was, it would be a lot better and more well done. And it's kind of just, it looks like it's just been caused by one Ooh, squirrel. There's our resident squirrel right there. Probably looking for acorns. Ooh, I should leave out a bunch of acorns and see if the squirrel takes it. That would be cool. That would be a cool experiment. Okay. I might try that later. But continuing on this, the dam, it's like, it seems to have been caused by like one fallen tree. And that tree that fell horizontally has collected lots of other large sticks that haven't been able to move through the river because of the tree. And those sticks have gathered more sticks and then those sticks have gathered lots of leaves. And those leaves have built up, creating a dam. It's very interesting. Currently there's really only one area where the water can flow freely through, but it's doing a pretty good job of blocking up all the water. It's interesting, just like an actual dam. I think this mushroom on this log seems to have grown a bit. I know that definitely hasn't been there from the start. I don't think. I would have to look at pictures. I took a crap before this and somehow I still really have to go. Why does this always happen here? The knotweed does not seem to have any sign of shedding leaves at all. So I'm fairly sure that they just die in the winter. Oh yeah, we haven't had a frost yet. So we'll see when that happens. Yeah. Very nice, very peaceful. The birds were chirping a lot when I was here. Well, when I was walking here. Yeah. Why is that doing this? Yeah. Everything seems to be going pretty normal. Really not much change. I really have to fucking poop. Let's stand up. That'll probably help a little bit. Walk around. Interesting clusters of leaves. And what's been blocking them from moving on to more downstream. It's interesting. Yeah, the ground is pretty much covered in leaves, especially the edges of the little river. Damn, I have to shit. Okay. Okay, I gotta go. I gotta go. Or I gotta start walking at least. Looks like there's a little hole right there. Something to dig. Okay. I'll take pictures of other stuff. Yeah. Bye. Hello. Journal time. Oh, it's currently Thursday. So, weather-wise, a bit has happened this week. We had our first frost. That was pretty nice. And we've also gotten a bit of rain. Yeah, it's been kind of rainy. As you can see, our little area has eroded even more. Well, I don't know. I feel like there's less there, or maybe there's more there. But I don't know if there's more or less there either. But I noticed that there's this like little leaf pile like there that I saw last week, like right before I was about to like leave. And I just thought it was interesting, and now it's bigger. Okay. So when I first sat down, like a little bit into waiting, I saw like some kind of small animal, over there. I don't know if you can see, but there are little holes for like a mouse to live in there. And I did, out of the corner of my eye, I did see a little mouse, vole, small rodent scurry into one of those holes. Yeah. Yeah, so that's wildlife. I feel like the birds kind of might have flown away when I got here, but really not much for birds. I feel like there's more birds here last week. No sign of my squirrely buddies. Haven't been seeing them as much lately. I think they're getting ready to start hibernating. Although another really interesting thing, terrain-wise, is the little area behind me. And I'm pretty sure it did not look like that before. So what's happened is, because of the dam, since there's only two areas it's flowing out of, there and right there, here it was kind of like weird, not really the primary area where water would be flowing. And so the water has like made itself a new little nook that goes down and around, and it's eroded that entire side is all eroded now. And I'm pretty sure that it did not look like that last time I was here. You can see, I know those aren't roots, but you can kind of see that there are some roots, just not like the knotweed, you know? But yeah, it's eroded this whole area, and I don't think that little sandbar is there. I think it just created that sandbar too. Yeah, because the water is being pushed into that area. From here, it's going out, and then same with out there, and it's just pushing it into that little area right there. This whole area seemed pretty shallow. Although I'm fairly sure this all, yeah, even though it's shallow, this literally all used to be sand. Just sand. Also, another new thing, that long stick right there, that long branch, that was not there last week, and I can already see right there. I think there's gonna be potentially a small dam built up. Small, potential. I know it's not gonna get that severe, as severe as that dam. Mainly because fall is already past its peak, and the real thing that made those dams like they are is all of the fallen leaves. Yes, leaves are still falling, but they obviously aren't gonna have as much leaves as that dam had to build it. Yeah. I see this little area has a small little outlet, but it's stagnant. It has this like little, it has this film on it, oily. Yeah, that's oil. Yep, that's all oil. Oily little film on this. Gross oil. Ew. I wonder if I could take out that oil. That'd be a fun project. Like, remove this small amount of oil from the environment. Yeah. It's kind of sucks how this has like a bunch of oil on it. You can kind of see the little rainbow effect, how it's all like mirror-like, whereas this is all, that's all clear. Although that's where this, even though it's not like flowing, it doesn't have the oily film on it like this does. Okay, back to other things. Oh yeah, the knotweed. The knotweed is starting to die off. Well, obviously it's not going to die. Knotweed is incredibly hard to get rid of, but some of them are starting to die for the winter, which, yeah, I guess if they all die, then I probably won't have any cover in my little spot. It'll just be opened. Oh, wonder how that's gonna go. Yeah. I guess any more updates on the dam? That area seems to be flowing a lot better than it was last week. Same with that area, but again, we did have like a lot of rain, so this area probably did get some flooding. Probably not that much because it, like I said again, it wasn't as bad as that original rainstorm that we got. Yeah. Yeah, well, I think that should be pretty much it. Oh, I think I hear somebody walking. Squirrel? I think that's just a squirrel chirping, but did just see like a squirrel. I don't know if I caught that on camera. I was too busy looking at it. Well, yeah, the squirrel was kind of like flapping its tail around, and then it ran up a tree. Also sounds like they're chirping at something. I don't know what, but yeah. I didn't really see it that well, so no clue what happened. But yeah, I think that should be pretty much it. Ooh, wait, I don't know if that's fresh dirt dug there. Just noticed that. Let's get up and look. Like he's going maybe onto the dirt crossing. Okay. There's more over there. I've noticed something has been kind of digging recently. It's kind of like cobwebs, but something has been digging here. I don't know what, but yeah. Something's been digging around for something. I don't know what, but yeah. Okay, well, I think I'm gonna end it here. See ya next time. Okay, little extra bonus. As I was walking out, I found these two little squirrel holes. Yeah, so I guess that's probably what was digging around. I've noticed that at this little entrance path, there's been a little digging from, I guess, maybe a squirrel. Actually, a squirrel could not fit in there. Maybe it's a mouse, but those scratch marks look too big to be a large animal. So, I'm not sure. Let's see how deep this this hole goes, so we know if it's not like just a little thing. Okay, so how long this is. Now let's attempt to, so it's about that long. I think it goes deeper. Let's try this one. I think this one also goes deeper. So, yep, that is a squirrel's hole, or some kind of rodent's home, I guess. Yeah. Okay, see you next time. Hello. Good morning. It's not morning, it's actually afternoon, but yeah. Okay, so today, well, I've just been chilling here for a bit. It's very interesting. You can hear the squirrels and like you can hear them running around the leaves. It's very interesting. When I first got here, there was like no birds chirping. But as you can hear, they are quite interested in me, I think. I hope so. Because last time they were interested, it was very fascinating to watch. But they're pretty close right now. Hopefully they don't leave because I'm talking, but yeah. Okay, so probably one of the most interesting things is this little pond right here. As you can see, it has like this weird film over it. Like, it has its regular film on top of it. See right there. And at first I thought it was like, I was like, oh, that's the regular film. And then I was like, I saw this tiny spider walk across the water. Like, it just walked across the water. So I was like, wait, is that really like the gross film or is it ice? And then I saw it again. Another spider walked a pretty long distance across the water from that leaf over to that leaf. The first spider was that leaf to that leaf. But I saw it walk across the water. And like, you can see that it's kind of a weird texture. I stuck my finger in there and it's like, it's not ice. It's like, look at this. It's not ice. It's just the regular gross shit. It's just the regular gross shit. So it's just the regular gross film. But I guess that film has allowed, it's allowed the spiders to walk across. And you know what's interesting is it has a pattern on it. Like, I don't know, it's kind of good right here, but you see that pattern, that wrinkly kind of pattern right there? That. It looks like this was like frozen and to like the film on top of the lake kind of adhered to the frost and kept its shape. Yeah, very interesting. I think maybe the film on top of it, because you can see how it's like cracked almost here. It's so weird and it's so interesting. That film has kind of allowed the spiders to have like more like surface tension on the water and allowed them to walk across it. More squirrels. But yeah, that was super interesting. The area hasn't really changed too much. Grow hasn't changed too much. A lot more fallen leaves. These are just starting to die. I guess I got my answer with their leaves don't fall off, the whole thing just dies. Very bright outside. It's a bit later than I normally do. Oh, another really cool thing. This mushroom, I remember this was just like a small, tiny little mushroom before, but look how big it is. Like, that grew fast. Like, it grew from like a tiny little mushroom, like this, probably like that big, and into that whole thing in like a week. That's crazy. Maybe it was like less, but I don't know. Okay. Let's continue here. There was that stick over there. It was across the river. Now it's not. It got pushed back. It's kind of nice. It allows the river to flow more. Yeah. The dam looking pretty much the same. Not much, like a little, actually probably a little bit more erosion, but not by too much, I don't think. This hole is like pretty the same. Maybe that sandbar is a bit smaller. Sorry for blinding you there. I was trying to catch that crow on camera. I don't know why I did that, but fun. Our dam is still here. Oh, another thing. This area is now argument. Okay, I just wanted to really catch that on camera. I thought that was really interesting. Hopefully the camera picks up on that. I don't know, actually, that might be a squirrel chirping. It's a bird. Yeah, that might be a squirrel. Okay, so let me continue. So basically, that opening of the dam is the only opening there is, because that other one is blocked up now by fallen leaves. Yeah. Still going as usual. There's that weird, I was gonna say there's that a weird sandbar right there, but I'm pretty sure that's just a stick. Yeah. Anything else? There's more leaves, more fallen leaves. I need to check up on, the hole, little mouse hole. When I was walking by, I didn't see anything new. With the hole, and I don't see any new diggings. Mushroom. I don't see any new digging done. Yeah, I think that might be it for now. I'm just gonna get up and walk around a bit. Yep, no new digging. new. Let's check in out two places before. There's this one, which I don't know if it's been used or not. Then there's this one. By the amount of leaves that are covering these, I don't think they've been used too much. Okay. Oh, I have an idea. Okay. If this leaf is moved, if that leaf is moved, then you know it's been used. Okay, guess we'll have to find out. That's it for now. See ya. Hello. Hello, journal. Okay, so today, as you can see, it's a very snowy day. I'm super excited because snow. Yes. Okay. Right now, not much has seemed to, well, I was gonna say not much has seemed to change, but that would be a bit of a lie. Besides the snow, not much has changed. I feel like one of the major things I noticed when I got here is all of the Japanese knotweed. Look how clear this section is. All of it's dying. Like that tree was not there before. And back there all falling down. Yeah. I've noticed there are a few spider webs that are kind of like, they're kind of like around. Maybe they were always there, but I just never noticed them because now the snow is falling onto them and it makes it more noticeable. Yeah. There's still those few green plants, grass. It's interesting walking down here because you could see all of the grass poking up above the snow. Hopefully we'll get so much snow today that you can't even see the ground. Hopefully. Oh, and you know what? I just found some fresh digging. Oh wait, I just found a big hole. Wait, I might have just found a major find. If you see that, that's some fresh digging. And what do we have here? A nice little hole right here, and it looks actually very fresh. There isn't even any snow in here. There's snow like on that leaf, but I mean, it's probably because this is like wet down there. But wow, that's interesting. Yeah, it might be that like a squirrel or something, maybe skunk. Yeah, probably whatever's been digging here. I'm going to check the little experiment I did with the hole, and that leaf goes in there. It looks like there's a plant there, but Where was the hole? Is it here? Oh, there's one of these leaves. No, it wasn't there. It looks like something was digging there too. So that hole is there. So maybe, oh look, it's a mosquito. Whoa, I didn't even know they were still out. Is it right here, maybe? Oh, and look, a little worm. And a little bug and a tiny baby slug right here. Look at this worm. Look at him. Oh yeah, look at him. Haha. He's such a cool, weirdo. He's just a little weirdo. That slug there. Okay, let's put this leaf back. Yeah, I don't remember where it was. I know this one is here. It looks like it has leaves inside. Maybe, was it? Wait, it was right here. That's where it was. But it looks like nothing has gone in here since last time. But there are leaves crumpled in here. I think I'm gonna put these leaves back because I don't know if something is trying to hibernate. Maybe. Put this leaf with snow on top of it. Yeah, I don't know if something's trying to hibernate there or something. That's interesting. There's my seat. Yes, I always put leaves down there to keep my butt from injuring it. It looks like there's some snow built up down in there. See that? Yeah. Yeah. Snow is still falling. Oh, I made a little bit of a snowball. I'm gonna hide it underneath some stuff and see how long it lasts. I'll see if it lasts till, I don't know, whenever. See if it lasts till the next time I'm here. But yeah, I think not much birds. Ooh. Oh, there's a bird. You know what I see? I don't know if you guys can see it, but probably not, but this. Oh, I thought it was an inchworm, but it's not. I thought this little piece of snow here that it will never focus on. This little piece of snow. It's not. Oh, it just came off on my hand and melted. I thought it was an inchworm. And I was like, what? An inchworm at this season? But no, it's not. Yeah. Yeah. There does seem to be some birds still around. I heard a crow earlier, and there was that tweet. I've seen squirrels out. I don't think our resident squirrels are going to be coming out though. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, another thing that I noticed. These Okay, so there's moss underneath here, but all of the little reproductive organs of it they're all sticking up through the snow. I kind of wonder if they stuck themselves out through the snow, or if the snow just doesn't, like the snow just comes off them and they stay standing. If that were the case, you'd think that there would be a little bit of snow on each of them, but no. It's interesting. Also, mushroom here. Yeah, I took my snowball and I stuck it onto the mushroom to take off some of the snow off of it, but it was covered. I think this is pretty much the end of the mushroom there. Yeah, but the snow, it's like really good snowball snow. Ooh, you know what I just noticed? Look at that. Look at that algae down there. Look at that. I don't know if you can see it though, but there's like a bunch of algae right here, like a buildup right there, and then right here. See? Yeah, and you can see compared to over there, there's like a bunch more algae right here and here. That's super interesting. Maybe I'll stick my finger and grab some algae for you. Here we go. Oh, that's cold. Okay, I didn't grab any algae, but that is cold. That's some pretty cold water right there. I did get some algae. But yeah, you can see it's all stirred up there. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's all like stirred up since I stuck my finger in there. But yeah, bunch of algae there. It's probably because the water is all dunked up with all these leaves. Oh, another thing I noticed. Look at the water. Because of all these leaves, it stopped flowing through this area, and it's created a new route out that way. I wonder if our dam is going to continue to build up. What's going to happen to the water flow? Obviously, it's always going to continue to flow through, but what will happen? Especially with all those trees there. Like, once those fully fall down, I mean, yeah, it seems like they're pretty much almost fully fallen down, but they could probably go down even further. Okay, I think I just saw that green one falling. Falling leaf. Okay. What else? There's the dam. There's the log. Squirrel house. Down there. Yeah, wildlife. I'll have to do some research if chipmunks or squirrels or something use leaves as insulation, because I don't think it's normal for leaves to be stuffed in a hole like that. I don't think that's how they naturally would have fallen. So I'll have to do some research on that. And yeah. Oh, another bird. or a squirrel. It's hard to tell. Yeah, well, I think that's it for now. I am going to catch you next week, and hopefully there is even more snow on the ground. Hopefully I come here on skis. I'll just ski here. Instead of walking here, I'll just ski here. That would be fun. But yeah, looks like it's starting to snow harder. So see you guys next time. Hello, welcome to today. Okay, so I'm probably gonna make this one kind of quick because I'm cold. I didn't wear enough layers. Yeah. I'll probably do one Thursday. Okay, so let's get into this. There's a few things that I've noticed. When I was coming in, I noticed that the second hole, let me show you, has been opened up. Look, something's been in there. Something went in. They moved the leaves to get in. Not on the other side, but yeah. I found that our little pond here is frozen over. And it's kind of interesting because all of the oil on the surface is now on the surface of the ice, and it's made the ice like weirdly shiny. See that yellow spot there? That's where there's like a concentration of oil. And I also found this little ice thing. Ice. This is like how ice first forms, I think. And it's so fucking cool looking. It's actually like insane how cool. It's like crystals almost. Oh, whoops. But yeah. It's like basically crystals. Yeah. And oh yeah, another thing. Obviously, all of the snow is gone. I checked to see if my snowball was still alive. It's not. Yeah. There doesn't seem to be any changes to the river, except I think that little narrow passage of water. Actually, all of this section is now covered with leaves, and that section for the water to pass through is deeper. And I think there's also another section back there. See where I'm pointing? There we go. Right back there. See right there how it's like also moving through there. Yeah. Oh, my fungus friend is still here. There's still a bunch of algae over here. And I kind of, ooh, look. The ice is over here too. Oh, you know what this is? Maybe I'll have to see what this is, but like, look at all this. This whole chunk right here of dirt is just like ice. This whole chunk here. I think, okay, I didn't realize this before, but I think what this is I think it's the water in the ground, like freezing. I don't know how it's making this ice stuff, but it is. Oh, that's so interesting. Look at this. Look at this whole big chunk. That's so cool. Yeah. And then there's more down here. Ooh, is that a hole? No. I was like, is that a squirrel's hole? Probably not. But yeah, there's more right there. I wanted to come over and check this out because I haven't yet. Ooh, almost fell in. Yeah. It's really hard to see right now, but yeah. Yep. Okay. I'm going back. Yeah, but when I was walking in, I actually saw a squirrel. Not sure if he's one of the local squirrels. I haven't heard any birds yet. Although not like I've given them much chance to speak out. If that's the correct words. It doesn't look like there's any new digging. Ooh. There's a track right. Deer track. Deer tracks. Look at that. He stepped on this leaf. He stepped right on this leaf. And then there's another one right here. I don't know if I stepped on any of the tracks, but I don't see any other one. Yeah. I also have these beans. These beans here. I'm going to leave one of these here. I'll leave this one. I'll break off the tip. There we go. Kind of leave the seeds inside exposed. Okay, so I'm gonna leave this here, and this I left kind of exposed so any animal can find a seed in there and know that it's edible. And I'm gonna leave that there. I'm gonna see what happens to it. Yeah, that's the experiment. I think it's really cool that something came out of there. I forgot to check about the hibernation stuff, but yeah. It also looks like all of the leaves, all of the trees have finally, except for that one, but all of them have finally shed all of their leaves. Yeah. Okay, just quick video today. I will see you later. I wonder if that log over there, see that log? See how it has leaves in it? I wonder if there's anything living in it. That'll be cool. I'll have to go look or something later, because I know there's mice that live down under there in that section. Okay, bye. hello. Okay, journal time, I guess. Yeah, I just decided to do phase 1 for this video because I felt like it. I feel like the area has really quieted down. It is like kind of mid-afternoon, but there really isn't any, like, there isn't much life right now. Yeah. Okay, I just heard. The first bird I've heard so far. Small little tweeting bird. I think it's bird. I think it's, oh, squirrel above me. Oh, he's checking out. He's checking out what I'm doing. Okay, well, I guess the tweeting was in fact a squirrel and not a bird. Yeah, but he was just right above me, like looking down. I don't know where he went. The tree above me is blocking my view to him. But yeah, it seems there's been a lot more digging around here. I don't know what makes this bank so diggable for animals. I'll have to research it. But yeah. 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 So it's been kind of quiet, except for birds. Not birds, squirrels. That one squirrel that I just saw. Oh, there he is. Yep, there goes the squirrel. Yeah. Okay, yeah. The only other animals I've seen are, like, small insects. Like, I think they're mosquitoes. But I've just seen them flying around a bit. I saw, like, 2 of them. Oh yeah, so the bean experiment. The bean experiment was a failure. It got knocked over. It got knocked off the log, but nothing was eaten from it. So I've decided that I want to continue. So I ripped open the bean and I put a bunch of seeds from the bean in a little pile. And I opened up the bean so it shows that it has an exposed seed. So any animal who eats the seeds will notice that that the seeds come from the bean. I do think the beans are generally would be kind of hard to open for some animals, or at least kind of annoying. But another thing I did is I put a half-eaten acorn from some squirrel that it probably left behind. I think the digging marks are probably from squirrels, because I found that half-eaten acorn like in the spot, in the digging spot. So yeah, I put an acorn, half-eaten acorn there, nut. So if the acorn gets eaten, then I'll know that, well, okay, if the acorn gets eaten, but the seeds don't get eaten, then I'll know that, that the animals just don't like the seeds. They probably taste gross or something. Or if the, maybe bird? Might just heard bird. But yeah, but if both of them get eaten, then yay. But if if none of them get eaten, then it's like, oh. But if both of them get eaten, then that's yeah. Yeah. Okay. Moving on. Basic updates. Yeah, basically a lot of like just little digging around and stuff like that. I can actually still see my footprints from last time, although it's only been like 2 days, so yeah. The pool for our little pond is oily. It does have some algae under the surface, a bit of algae. Also, it does look like the water level has gone down a bit. Yeah, the water level has definitely gone down a little bit. Yeah, and I feel like the water isn't, or the river isn't flowing as fast as it has been usually. It's still got its main area of flow back there, which is even more covered with dead Japanese knotweed. Yeah, and yeah, there. And I feel like down that way, down the river has like a lot of fallen leaves in the water. A lot of it. The water seems to be like at first sight it seems to be stagnant, but it is moving. It's just very calm right now, the water. Yeah, I think not much changes over here. This area is still like that. I feel like that has gotten wider. That area has gotten wider. Yeah. And also, I looked where the ice, like that dirt ice was, and like right here, it is, oh, is that a piece of glass? Yes, it is a piece of glass. Well, it is damp to the touch. that's wet. Yeah, that's damp. Yeah. Other than that, I don't think there's much to update on. It is generally kind of warm today. Like, you notice that I'm not wearing a jacket. Because it's not that cold right now. It's probably like at most like 60 degrees at most. Not that bad. Mosquito or bug. Okay. Yeah. I feel like this area, because all of the Japanese knotweed is dying, it's getting kind of exposed. Actually, earlier in this, I was just like sitting, and there was like this lady that walked over, and she was kind of looking at me like, what is this person doing sitting in the woods talking to their phone? But well, yeah. Yeah. One thing that I was thinking about is this little log bridge. I saw a video earlier of like this trail camera was set up by this log bridge, and like it showed like a bunch of animals crossing it. And I thought that was pretty cool. I think, well, now that the bridge is kind of like destroyed because of that flood, it's not really as walkable. Yeah, it's not really walkable, especially for squirrels and small animals. For larger animals, it might be more walkable. They would just have to jump. It might be more walkable from this side to that side, but not as much that side to this side. Although they would just have to use that land right there. But yeah, that's an interesting thing to think about. I don't think there's been much other things. I do think I saw some deer tracks when I was walking over here. Yeah. Let's see anything new. Digging right there. I feel like that area is kind of that grass. I guess there used to be more grass over here. Look at that. Oh. Well, chirping at me. Deer track, although that was there last time. Looks like there's some tiny comments there. See? Tiny scratch marks from whatever animal. Oh, and I just put a bunch of oil over there. Amazing. Love that. Love pollution. But yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think I'm all good for now. Oh yeah, the deer tracks. Maybe over here, these. Oh, it's some digging. Some digging that some animals have done. Okay, well, I think that's it for now. See ya next time. Hello, journal time. So this is going to be my last journal entry. And you may notice that I am not at my regular spot, and that's because it's flooded. Yeah, I think it's kind of poetic that my journal started with kind of a pretty big flood, and then it ended with a flood. Yeah. It's been a hot minute since my last journal entry, which was before Thanksgiving break. So about 3 weeks ago. Well, anyways, it did snow a lot, and then it got a little bit warmer this past week, and I actually was not expecting a flood in the slightest, but it does somewhat make sense with all of we did get a little bit of rain yesterday. It was very foggy and kind of a bit warm over the weekend, so I guess the rain plus melted snow created a lot of water, which is a lot of water. I was not expecting it to be this flooded. I was thinking that at least over there, like, there would be some land, but no, there's just a straight up river back there. A tiny little river. Who knows what this will mean for my little sandy beach shore. Unlike last flood, the water isn't really too clear, so I can't really see much of anything. It does look like there's a little bit of land over there, or at least something that's like close to the water. Yeah. Yeah, I see that the dam has definitely been cleared up. Definitely. I think all of that stuff was like pushed aside by the water. And it's flowing pretty intensely right now. I was hoping to resolve my final experiment, but I don't think there's gonna be much to check up on. Oh well. When I was walking down here, I actually saw that there was a lot of tracks. I saw some deer tracks, rabbit, squirrel. Yeah. And yeah, so like a pretty good amount of animals. And I saw 2 squirrels when I was walking over here. I do think those tunnels that I saw earlier, those little squirrel tunnels, probably don't have any squirrels living or hibernating in them because of the flooding. I sure hope they don't. But yeah, I would assume that because of occasional flooding like this, they would never actually live in there, which I feel like I wonder like why they would make those tunnels if they're not really gonna use them, unless they were just like holes dug by animals to get food, but like find grubs and stuff like that. But those tunnels were definitely way too deep. But yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I do remember there was some, also some tunnels like down under this tree that are definitely flooded right now. Yeah. And I wonder what the sandbar is gonna look like after this flood. I kind of assumed going into this, I think I actually said it in one of my first journals that the sandbar kind of gets flooded every spring, I guess. And I wondered how the sands would look different each year. Yeah. I'm probably going to continue to do a journal on the spot. I might not journal it, but I'll definitely visit this place. Because I guess it's kind of fun just seeing how it changes. Yeah. I'm definitely surprised of how flooded it is upstream. Like, wow. That's a lot. This is definitely 100% more flooding than that first original flood. Yeah. I feel like there definitely isn't as much animals out. I haven't really heard any birds, but I have heard, I did hear some squirrels and see some squirrels. I'm surprised they're not in hibernation yet, because we have had a few pretty cold days. But yeah, they're still like running around and stuff. Haven't gone into hibernation yet. But yeah. Yep, this is the spot right now. Yep. Okay. I think it's definitely funny how it started with a flood and ended with a flood. Okay. Well, it's been fun doing the journal. I'm still gonna visit this spot, definitely. That mushroom is still there over there. That's still there. Yeah, but last journal entry. Wow. Well, bye, I guess. It's been fun doing the journal, and coming to this spot every, like, week or so. And I definitely feel more in tune with this spot. It's nice. Well, I guess this is the end for the journal. So, the end. Okay, bye.